constantly feeling undervalued or unappreciated in your relationship, or maybe you feel like you're doing stuff for your partner and they're not reciprocating those things back to you, it can be really hard to feel content in that kind of relationship and to want to build closeness, feel vulnerable with your partner, and just build on the relationship you have. Because you probably have this feeling in the back of your mind that is going to build into a resentment towards your partner unless you do something about it. This video is going to help you understand why this is happening in your relationship, how you're contributing to your partner's view of you, and what you can do to correct this in your relationship so that you have a more balanced and happy relationship. This video is going to be a part of a series that I'm going to call Anxious Attachment Playbook, because these are all common issues that people with anxious attachment have. So if you're interested in watching more videos like this, check out the playlist. And if videos like this interest you, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and consider subscribing to my channel so I can post more videos like this one. Thank you for taking the time to do that. It really means a lot to me. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about the reasons why your partner might be undervaluing you. I'm willing to bet that it's going to be one of these three. It could be more than just one of these reasons, but as you're listening to this video, I want you to look back at your life and see what is true for you. The first reason is that you are likely trying to earn their love by being giving to them. You're trying to earn your worthiness of being loved by being a really good partner. Meaning you think that if you are the best partner to this person, they will value you. They will see all the good things that you're doing in this relationship and they will value you for your contribution. Unfortunately, this is not the case in a lot of relationships, and that doesn't mean that you all of a sudden have to be cold and distant from your partner. We're going to talk about this a little further later on in the video. The second reason is that you might be seeking validation from your partner that they still love you. And the more that you reach out to your partner to try to connect and be reaffirmed that they do still care for you, the more it feels like your partner wants to run away. And the third reason that your partner might not be valuing you as much in the relationship is because you are more invested into this relationship working than they are. All of these issues have one thing in common. Your focus isn't on having a healthy balance between your individuality and the relationship. You tend to center the focus solely on your partner or on your relationship working, and your relationship slowly consumes who you are as a person and everything that you do in life. I don't want you to view this as a bad thing because it does happen naturally, but it is something to be aware of. And at times when you feel like you're doing too much for the relationship and you're feeling empty and your partner isn't pouring back into you, that might just be a sign that in their reality, this is a time for individuality. And you are trying to pull them into the relationship and try to bond with them when that just isn't what they're seeking at that moment. You most likely tend to overinvest into your partner, making sure that they're comfortable, they're loved, they feel supported by you, hoping that that's what they will do for you in return. And as a result, you just feel empty and question what you're doing in this relationship or wonder whether your partner still cares for you. Let's take a step back from your partner and just talk about you. The reason that you do this is because you probably have a misconception of what love is. Maybe you've watched a lot of movies or listened to songs that, sound really pretty but don't have a healthy relationship in the picture. And maybe you just accepted that idea because there's something so romantic about worrying and crying over your true love and things like that. Maybe you had a past experience where you felt like love came with a little bit of pain or sacrifice. Maybe that is an association that you have, and maybe you're not even aware of it because oftentimes we aren't until we start experiencing things and wondering why we're going through this stuff, why it feels negative, why you don't like this. So we start to question it and come to find out that you have an association between love and pain. Maybe your past relationships have taught you that there is an association, and when you hurt, that is how you know you feel something for someone. And that's not necessarily true. A lot of people in healthy relationships that have long, committed, stable partnerships, they don't go through all of these emotional roller coasters that we watch in movies or see advertised to us. We're not going to go too deep into all of the theology of where this came from for you. I just want you to try to be self-aware and try to understand your own mind, because a lot of us don't. And that is our very first problem, is we don't understand the thoughts that we think become our beliefs, and that is how we form our reality. So if you feel like the first thing that I mentioned most likely resonates with you, which is that you're trying to earn your love from your partner by being good to them, it means that you don't love yourself, or that you don't believe you are worthy of love, and you seek that validation from your partner. You're seeking acceptance by being good, by being the ideal partner that you think your person is looking for. If you're trying to earn your partner's love by being good to them, by being the best partner you can be, and this probably causes a lot of anxiousness within you, because you're thinking that if they don't validate me and show me that I am lovable, I am worthy of being loved by somebody else, you won't believe that for yourself. My friend, what you need to do is take the focus off of your partner and do the inner work, because your partner is never going to be able to validate you to the level that you need. And most people are going to just get tired, and you're going to become clingy to them, or in their eyes, they're going to feel like, your confidence is so low that they feel like you're always dragging them down. You absolutely have to give yourself the stamp of approval, and that is going to take a huge pressure off of your partner and off of your relationship. If you fully accept yourself and you are able to show up as your best self for you, not for your partner, you're going to become a good partner to them. Because here's the thing, no other person is going to give you that validation that you need from you. You're the only person that you truly have to live with until your last breath. And if you continue seeking out approval from somebody, trying to find someone to validate that you are lovable, that you are worthy of being loved, what you're going to do is most likely end up in an abusive relationship, or end up being the victim to someone who is trying to manipulate you for their own personal gain. And if that is the relationship that you're in right now, I don't want you to take this as that's the problem, that's where I'm at, I guess I'm just gonna fold my hands and not do much about it, because it is your life. You get one life to live, and it's your job to make sure that you take care of you as an adult. When you were a child, most likely you were probably doing the same thing from a parent, likely a mother, and you were seeking their approval, their love, and that's normal for kids. But once we become adults, it is now our responsibility to take care of ourselves. It is our responsibility to show up for ourselves, to respect ourselves, our soul, our body, and if necessary, our boundaries. Toxic people, abusers, and manipulators prey on people who seek validation from them, because they are so easy to guilt trip and play on their empathy to get to the goal that the manipulator has. The only true remedy to this is to grow that feeling of worthiness within you. So make sure that you're doing something for you every single day that is going to help you feel self-sufficient, feel worthy, feel like you are enough as you are without needing external validation. And if you have no idea how to do this, you've never practiced that before, I have a program that is very cost efficient, and it is going to help you just build the thought processes, the mentality of someone who does feel worthy and does feel enough and does feel peace within themselves. They don't need to find someone else to give them those feelings. You can check that out below. It is linked in the description box. If you're just looking for validation, you're trying to make sure that your partner still cares for you, maybe you feel like they aren't giving you enough attention, you want to build closeness and they're always doing something else, maybe they're working, maybe they have other things going on, here's what you're going to do. I want you to dig out the need that is underlying that desire for closeness and validation. Most likely it is just an emotion that you are feeling that really has nothing to do with the state of your relationship at the moment, but you feel like it does. So you're trying to reach out to your partner, and instead of getting the reaction you want, you're probably feeling more discouraged afterwards. Maybe you haven't seen your partner in a while, maybe you guys haven't done anything to bond and feel close to each other, and do something that brings you closer together, and that's fine. You can ask your partner if that is something you genuinely want, but be ready to fill that need for yourself if your partner isn't able to. Please don't make the mistake of thinking that this is something that needs to be done all the time and just let your partner off the hook. They don't need to do anything for that relationship. No, they do. But when you show up from a neediness, like I need this from you, like you better give this to me, your partner automatically doesn't want to. But when you show up in a way that shows them that you just want them, and your words of choice are going to speak to them in a different way, where they might actually want to tell you like, hey, yeah, let's go do that together. Let's go spend some time on a date. Or perhaps they might genuinely be busy at that moment, and that is when you need to step up and do the inner work so that you aren't building walls between the two of you, and in that way making the relationship even worse. You're going to be able to meet your own needs, and a lot of it happens in your mind where you talk to yourself and you actually see that your partner is genuinely busy with something, or they need to finish this project before the deadline, and you're able to take that moment and say, okay, you know what? They don't have a moment for me right now, but they will. They said they will spend time with me later. I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to go do something for me that is going to show appreciation for myself. I believe that is the most healthy thing that someone with an anxious attachment style can do in relationships where they feel undervalued by their partner. People with an anxious attachment style tend to want that mothering characteristic from their partner a lot, where they are soothed by the way the other person makes them feel. And this can be a beautiful thing, but it can also be a issue or a breaking point for the relationship, depending on how the couple handles the issues. Because you're watching this video, I'm going to assume that there is a little bit of work that needs to be done in your relationship. So I really hope that you're taking all of this that I'm saying with a little grain of salt, but keeping an open mind instead of getting offended by everything, because I genuinely want to help you. I know how that is. I was there. I was you. And believe me, being on the other side has helped me feel more confident in myself. It has helped my relationship in many ways, and I know it can do the same for you. If you resonate with the third point, which is you are more invested in your relationship than your partner is, I also want to bring a little bit of caution into your thought process by telling you that it is common for one partner to be more invested or to love the other partner more than they do. And the truth is, even if one partner loves the other more in the relationship, it doesn't matter. If the relationship is built in a way that is going to serve both people involved, that is going to work for both of you, you're going to get the result you want out of that, which is a healthy, happy, beautiful life together. Don't fall into your feelings of feeling hurt by this or feeling like the victim, like, yeah, I love them more, because I don't want you to do that. That is not going to help your situation. We're going to talk about how to handle this scenario if that is what you have, instead of feeling sorry for yourself and thinking like, oh, I should have chose this person because they were more invested into me than I was into them. That is all unnecessary, and that is your mind playing tricks on you, and that is also building a wall between you and the partner that you have now, and it is going to close you off to seeing the solutions. So don't do that. Don't put on that blindfold. Don't put yourself into the victim box, and actually listen to what I'm going to tell you. What matters more is what you do now than what you would have done or what you could have done in a different scenario or situation. If your partner is less invested into the relationship, you need to match their energy. Stop doing so much. Stop bending over backwards where you feel like you're depleting yourself in order to make this relationship work, because it's not serving you and it's not serving your partner. Your partner likely feels overwhelmed by the affection, by all the good things that you're doing to them, and in this way they kind of like want to run away. So don't do that, and just relax. Try to enjoy the relationship. Try to enjoy the good things and the positive attributes of that person which you were attracted to in the beginning. Treat this like a science experiment, and what you're looking for is the sweet spot. You don't want to put too much into the relationship, and you don't want to pull all the way back to where there's literally nothing and you guys are both just stone cold towards each other. Try to gather the data that you're receiving from your partner, because there definitely will be clues in what they say, what they want from the relationship, and how their body language is, their gestures, like all of these things that you're picking up on, but you're trying to ignore because all you care about is feeling the love in the relationship or feeling like your partner values you. And because that is your center focus and you're focusing on how you don't have that, that is the only thing that you're going to see. So experiment, do something a little different, and analyze what the feedback is. What does that do to your relationship? Sometimes even the first couple of times that you do something different, it isn't going to make a drastic impact or drastic change. You might need to do that thing like a couple times before you actually see your partner respond to it. And what I mean by that is show up a little bit differently, say things a little bit differently, maybe think different thoughts, and change your body language when you're in the same room as your partner. I hope that's clear. I honestly am not a scientist, but I love looking at relationships as a science experiment because we're constantly changing, and doing something a little bit different is going to impact the way that your partner treats you and how things go in your relationship. And not to mention that we all change over time. We want different things from our partner, from the relationship. We want different things in different areas of our life. Keep this in mind as you go through life with your partner. If you're able to get yourself out of the headspace of, oh, I'm doing more than my partner is, oh, they're undervaluing me, and look at it as like, I'm doing something and I'm not getting the result I want. How can I change this? What can I do a little bit differently to get a different result? And you just try. And if that doesn't work either, you try something else. And if that doesn't work either, try saying something else. And just constantly like evolve and work through this thing. Because if you guys are in a committed relationship, you're in it for the long haul, you need to be able to grow together and develop new skills. That's just a part of it. And if there's a part of you that doesn't feel valued in your relationship, maybe your partner feels the same way, or they feel the opposite way. It's often either they feel the same and you're picking up on it, so that's how you feel, or it's literally the opposite of what you're feeling. I want to ask you, my friend, which one of the 3 reasons you feel most resonates with you, and leave it down in the comments below, like a 1, 2, or a 3. Which of these reasons is your situation, so that I know what kind of videos to make in the future. Thank you for trusting me and sharing that with me. I want to wish you all of the love in your love life. And if you want to start working on building a different type of mentality, thinking different thoughts that are going to positively impact your relationship and your self-worth, just like I did a few years ago, please don't forget to check out my program in the description box below. And thank you so much for watching this video.